Hi, it's me again. I'm Tom from Gaming Archive, and today we're going to be unpacking another interesting package which has just come from Canterbury. So we're in London, and the idea that we'll go to Canterbury, or as far as we'll travel a few hundred miles just to pick up a console, a retro console, not just any one. And so we have a lot of contacts, and for this particular one, this captured my attention, and I sent someone down to get it. So what we're unpacking now is games, and then to follow with the Sega Mega Drive. So what do you know about Sega Mega Drive? Came out, I think, Japan 1988, and the one we're looking at today is the Mega Drive 2, also known as the Genesis, which came out in 1993. Now, I'm told this has been in someone's attic since 1997. So again, there's about 25 years sitting away, and just looking at it and the way the contents and looking at the condition, I'd say we're probably not far off. It's been left untouched for many years. So what we normally do, or what I normally do, is I start with the games. I have a little look at the games that came with it. I'm always more interested in a console with some games because I'm greedy. It's just me, right? But that's how it is. So what we're looking at here is Lotus Turbo Challenge. It's a Mega Drive game, and we've got the booklet. I need to hold these up now, make sure you can see them. So we've got the booklet, and we've got the cartridge. So the cartridges are quite lovely, nice and clean, good nick, as they say. Lotus Turbo Challenge. Looking forward to playing that. I always do the driving ones. I like to do the driving ones, whether they're Formula One or whether it's any of the old. I certainly love the other ones. Recently, I was doing Andretti, which was 1990s. It was a PS1. Man, the graphics were dreadful, but it was. I think after a few laps, after you kind of got used to where the track was. Once you got used to it, it was absolutely addictive. I couldn't put it down, but there you go. Like anything, you get used to it. And the reality is, I would have played those games back in the 80s, 90s. And now when I see them, and of course it's a real culture shock, because you're kind of pitting them against a nice new Forza Formula 1 16 or something like that, and there's no comparison. But there is a charm and an addictive quality about the old games, about the old retro games, that if you play them and kind of stick with them for 15 minutes or half an hour, they kind of suck you in. Just something about it which I can't resist. And it's not just the nostalgia, because knowing I've played them before, but I do absolutely love them, and I think there's a huge demand for the retro games and the retro consoles, and people love to go back and play those games. So here we have FIFA Soccer 96. Again, I don't know how popular that was. I don't know that much about it. But again, in fact, I've played most of the FIFA games, the modern ones. But this is going to be great to go back, just to see what these were like back in 1996. And of course, I spent at least 5 years playing the Sega when they first came out. So it shouldn't take that long to get used to it again. So what have I got here? Well, now I've actually got a box which doesn't come from the Sega. It's actually Commodore. So I've got a few bits and pieces for the Commodore 64, which is fantastic. Night Moves. And what have we got? We've got one, two, three, 4 cassettes. That'll be absolutely beautiful. We get them up and running. We'll get to play those. We've got, what have we got? Sly Spy, Shadow. Have a little look. Have a look for yourselves. See how gorgeous they are? In the middle one, there's a touch of doom about it. Night Moves. So that'll be quite interesting to play. But yeah, that's a surprise. I wasn't expecting anything for the Commodore. What have we got here? Outrun 2019. 16-bit cartridge, Mega Drive. So here we go. Great graphics. I love the vibrancy of these graphics. certainly on the cases and even on the cartridges. Pity, what I say is, you know, I like to display stuff, and I like to put it out there. I like to, you know, remind people that this is what we do. So in the offices and so on, it's great if you can get some of the stuff up on the wall. And the cartridges are kind of difficult to display, but we're working on it. We're looking at ways of doing it in a way that's affordable for all. So we'll see how we go. Now, Turbo Tournament, another driving one. So whoever had this machine obviously liked driving, like me. So here we go. Turbo, another Mega Drive. Let's have a look at the quality. Oh, lovely. So we got the booklet, we got little flyers, and oh, the game looks a bit different. Look at this, Codemasters. Now I'm going to have to research this because I don't know anything about that. Codemasters, entirely different shape. I don't even know if it'll fit. Codemasters, Turbo Tournament, Micro Machines 96. And you see there's two little, you can pop the controls directly in. It's almost like you don't need the machine. It's going to be really weird, but it's going to be, I'm going to have to, as I say, research and find out a bit about it. But again, that's an interesting find. Delighted, and again, delighted to have it. So Codemasters. Maybe it's not even for the Sega. Maybe it's made by Sega, but again, have to do some research and find out. Right, what else have I got? Don't worry, I don't have too many games, so we'll get to the console quite quickly, yeah? This one, what have we got? Super Kick, Sports. Obviously football. Now, if you like a bit of football, and if you like retro football, and this is the one you want to be playing, have a little look here. Again, the graphics are superb. Cases are in great condition, as are the actual cartridges. They've been looked after, they've been housed all the time. They haven't been lying around, they're not scratched up in a million different ways. So I'm really pleased at the condition, the overall condition of the games. So I've got two more games. This one's got the cover missing. I was told about that, but I didn't mind because it's such a great game, and this is the one it is. And this one I really do remember. I really do remember playing this one. So Street Fighter 2, I believe. Street Fighter 2, yeah. I'm trying hard to remember that. Yo, whatever it was they used to shout when they scored a really good point against a competitor. But yeah, again, absolutely looking forward to playing that one. So we've obviously got the cartridge is here again, and that's going to be an absolute pleasure, and probably the first one I'll play because I know it's familiar. It will be familiar, so it'd be like a trip down memory lane for me, going back, what am I going back, around 30 odd years, 35 years. And here we go, last one, FIFA 95. Again, more soccer. So there was a good bit of racing here, a good bit of soccer. There was only a few fighting games, so whoever had this must be pretty healthy. He wasn't just killing and killing and killing like the games we have now. You know, everything's Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. So people are killing each other, but it's great to see the old sports ones. So again, looking forward to playing that. Be interesting to see the difference playing with retro sports as against the modern equivalent, like FIFA 20, FIFA 21, etc. So now what I've got, and I think, shall I take the camera down? Maybe not. We're just going to tilt this down a bit so we can actually see. Wow. What I want you to do now is I want you guys to see the box. So I'm going to tilt the camera, and you're not going to be looking at me. You're going to be looking at the box, which is great. So, get the contents here. Now, what we're looking at here is, let me get this right. Be looking up at the sky. Right. So should I turn it this way? You're getting a good look. Look at the condition of this box. Look at it. So this was a special edition, and they used Sonic 2 to push this particular pack, and with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in there. It's funny, we were playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 earlier this morning on PS1, so it'll be interesting to see if we've got anything, what we've got in here, but it'd be incredible if we've actually got a Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That would be incredible, but I'd be very unlikely. Right, so let's see how we open this one. Opening it from here. Spinning it around. And what have we got? Ooh, we got a poster to start with. Now, I do hope this is the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2 poster. And it absolutely is. So this one is going to be absolutely framed up, because it's absolutely sought after. This really is retro, a retro poster with Sonic 2. So that's going to be an absolute pleasure. Now I wasn't expecting that, so that really is an absolute. So what are we going to look at? You can see what we've got here. I don't even know where to start, but let's have a little look. Oh, look at what I'm looking at. Oh, come on. This is like my birthday here. I'm getting absolutely everything I want. So this would be dreadful if there was nothing in the box, but I'm quite confident there is. Yeah, we've got the booklet, which is fantastic. And what have we got? We've actually got Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, wow. That's absolutely beautiful. I don't even want to take it out. So that's a rare find. You just think it's nearly 40 years old. Yeah, that's going to be gorgeous. Now, we've played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but I haven't played it in Mega Drive for at least, well, since it came out. So maybe I've played it back in 1993, 90. So that's about 30, 32, 33 years since I've played it. So let's have a look at the console. Now, this is the this is the 2. This is Mega Drive 2. Mega Drive 2 came out in 1993, wow, it's lovely and clean. It really is super clean. So this was put away, and I think the chap was saying that it was given a clean up by his wife when they took it out, but like no water or anything was used, so with a bit of luck it'll all be working well. But it's an absolutely gorgeous example of a Sega Mega Drive. So this really is a gorgeous piece. Again, very few cables, VGA cable, power supply. The control units go in the front, so there's nothing much more. And we get the on-off. I don't know what that one is for. We'll find out soon enough. But again, it's in super condition, right? It's not all scratched, chunks missing out of it or anything. So yeah, that's an absolute find. So we got a few cables. This is the analog cable, AV. So obviously that's the thing with the Sega Mega Drive and the modern TVs is that how we used to do it was we used to plug this in, and then we'd do a manual search or do an automated search, and then we'd pick up the Sega that way. But I think what we'll be doing is converting this to HDMI and picking it up on a HDMI channel. Otherwise, every time you put the telly on, you're going to have to search for it, because it won't hold the position, because if you put the TV on and the Sega is not connected, it will just kill off that position automatically. That's what I gather. So apparently the best thing to do would be to convert it, and of course we get a lift in quality as well. So this particular again, you're told they're being cleaned, and oh wow, that's in really good condition. You can see for yourself, you know, it's probably needs deep cleaning within the initials on the buttons, and the same on the little direction control, but it really is in great condition. Light scratching there, but what the heck do you expect after 25-35 years? That's in gorgeous condition. Absolutely delighted again. So I think definitely worth a trip to Canterbury for this one. Let's look at the last one. So if you haven't played the Sega, you should absolutely get one. I know they go on eBay for a few £100, but certainly worth getting one in the long term, just so you have the experience, because it's a gamer's dream. Now, I haven't got a clue. Maybe I did before, but I haven't got a clue what all the coloured buttons are for. So this is way more elaborate than anything I remember. Turbo, auto, or off. I don't have a clue, so I'll have to find out. So what I'm going to do, because I've done a few videos already on the unboxing, but I think what we'll be doing in the future is I'll actually be following up on those games, or on those unboxings, and what we'll do is stand up now. What I'll be doing would be to absolutely oh, I'm turned upside down here, hold on. Yeah, so what the idea would be to follow up, and then eventually get the machine up and running and get a few games in, and remind you guys that this is part 2 of part 1, so that you can nip back and see. If you haven't seen, you can see the unboxing, but then you can see the games being played and how the machine is working and so on. I think that would be that would really be a big plus, but because that's what I'd like to see, and I'm hoping you guys would like to see the same thing. But these controllers, that's amazing. And the condition, look at the condition. This is really 30 years old, 40 years old. Wow. It's amazing. So I think later this week we're going to be unpacking a few more bits and pieces. Because I know there's stuff coming in all the time, and I regret that we didn't start doing the unpacking videos earlier, because when I say earlier, like months back, and because we would have had some pretty interesting videos. I'll tell you what I do have, which is interesting, and well, I think it's interesting, but you might feel the same. Let's have a little look here, and by that I mean, have a look at these. These are all tributes. But they're based around gaming. They're not nothing else. So we've got you know, Quantum of Solace there, James Bond, and we've got a PlayStation disc. These are all very, very collectible, because the PlayStation discs, they're mostly, some of them they're very plain. Some of the PlayStation ones they're very plain, but others have a kind of a picture on them. And if they're in good condition and they're nice and neat, then it's a lovely bit of gear to display, especially if you like to collect memorabilia associated with gaming. We've got the Gran Turismo here. The Gran Turismo, that's on a PS1 disc. And if I remember correctly, that was runner-up to Game of the Year back in the 90s. Forgotten what year it is, but that really is a sought-after game. It's a lovely collectible game. And Sean Connery, I didn't even know this one existed until recently, and I saw it. Sean Connery from Russia with Love, and again, it's a game that's based fairly tight with the actual James Bond movie from Russia with Love, and again, that's the 60s that was made, not the PlayStation, but the actual movie, so that was fantastic. So the next one, Need for Speed Most Wanted, what do we got? PS2 disc. Red Dead, everyone knows Red Dead. This is on a 360. You know, there's plenty of them out there, but they're not displayed as nice as this. So I think if you're a gamer and you love your stuff, then you know, these are a brilliant catch to try and get hold of some of these. And incidentally, you can get these on our eBay store, and the links are from our gaming archive on YouTube. So, you know, have a look around and start shopping. What can I say? Some of them are very collectible. There's some that are just look great, and they may not be worth a fortune, but at the end of the day, they really do look lovely. But the Tekken 3, I'd say that's worth a few quid. Tomb Raider, if you're a Tomb Raider fan, what can I say? You want to be shopping on eBay to find it if we put it up there, because I think we put a few up every week. Another 007 one, another James Bond one, we got Rocky, we got Borderlands, and we got loads more coming in every week. So they're coming in, they're going fast. So you know, as I say, just click on the eBay link from our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to have a good look at what we've got in the eBay store. It's Gaming Archive eBay store, so anyway, you should be able to find us. Okay, what can I say? Next video. Until the next video. Again, see you in the next video. If you like what we're doing, then, you know, ideally hit the like button. If you can, do a subscribe, so we can move the channel up and get some more videos out there and motivate us to do more. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video. Bye bye.